Back at it again. How long has it been? What? What's so funny?
That's actually the perfect intro. Hey, we're back at it again. This is AniPod. Kevin's really excited to be here. We're talking about Spring 2024 anime, the upcoming anime, the anime that's literally about to air like right now. It's about to air right now, so we should probably wait for it to air and then talk about it. But instead, let's talk about it right before it's about to happen, and then we'll talk about it later and then be like, wow, we're fucking idiots for thinking that was what it was going to be like. So hey, my name is Glenn, that's Matt, and that's Kevin Nya.
Hello.
I'm really glad that I started a podcast with just myself on the fucking crew. I'm glad. Let me just pull out my other 7 personalities. Hey Glenn, what do you think about fucking Konosuba season 3? Well, Glenn, oh no, not you. I was talking about autistic Glenn. Oh well. And then I was also talking about the fucking Glenn who was normal. I don't watch anime.
I
actually don't watch
anime.
anime.
Podcast, like a guy with schizophrenia talking to himself, multiple personalities.
That's my life.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen? You're all eventually, every one of you is gonna leave me eventually, and I'm gonna be the only one watching anime still, and you're gonna refuse to talk to me because I'm still that person.
Yeah,
well, the fact that this season actually has sequels that I genuinely care about, like I'm actually probably gonna watch more than one anime this seaon, which is so fucking rare.
Would those be, Matt?
Oh my god.
This is the season of 3rd sequels. The Konosuba. Let's start with Konosuba, the one that we care about. I think all of us care about the most, right? Konosuba.
I do care about Konosuba. It's true.
Maybe not Kevin. Maybe Kevin.
Not the most. I like it.
Yeah.
Care about
what do you care about the most? What do you care about the most then?
Well, obviously,
Spice and Wolf.
It's so what? It's not.
Oh, season 7 of Hero Academia. My bad.
Oh yeah, exactly.
No, I thought it was the new season of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh wait, but
Or
Mahouka. Kevin loves racism.
Mahouka's racist? Why is Mahouka
why?
racist?
Mahouka's hella racist against Koreans. The entire plot of the first, the last arc of the first season, they basically kill Korea.
What?
Yeah, Mahouka's. I'm shocked I never told you about this. There's incest and they murder Korea.
Yeah, that's the good part. The first part's the good part.
You know, I think that's the first time I've ever heard Korea mentioned in an anime, and like it's just genocide.
It's not Korea, but it's Korea. Without a fucking doubt, it's Korea. They don't say Korea directly, but it's basically going, yeah, we don't like those fucking insert slur here, because that's what Japanese people definitely do. That's just a lot of Southeast Asian countries.
Fan base must be like thriving, because this comes out like, every season comes like 6 years after. Like season 1, didn't that come out in like 2014? If I 15, if I remember correctly.
Nope,
and then like second season was like 18, 19, and then now there's a 3rd season 2024. Like how long do these dedicated fans have to wait for another season? Like next one 2030.
It's just being an anime fan. It's just the way anime works.
You don't usually wait 6 years for another season.
No, Konosuba, like Konosuba season 3.
Yeah.
You know when was season 2? That was like 2017.
Yeah, but that's because we didn't think there was going to be a season 3.
I mean,
like between season 1 and season 2.
Did you think there was going to be a season 3 of Mahouka?
God no. It just keeps coming out.
Did you think there was going to be a season 3 of Euphonium?
Potentially.
I honestly am shocked that Euphonium got a season 3. Like, it makes sense, I guess.
We can finally complete the arc.
Let's just talk about all of them one by one. Otherwise, it's gonna be chaotic.
I am excited about Konosuba. I care about Konosuba.
Yeah, I mean, I've been complaining the entire time about how Konosuba season 3 has been taking forever, because it should have a season 3. I mean, I'm actually quite shocked that they're releasing it now that the light novel is over. It's been over for like at least 2 years, I think. But
I'm glad
that
for Kodakawa. There's a lot of spin-offs they can sell as well.
I needed them to make a season 3 because I knew that they were gonna focus on Iris, and I know Glenn's gonna love Iris. Because I've read the light novels. I've read all the light novels, and Glenn hasn't. Glenn has like
you recently revealed
to the anime.
You revealed something about what you think of me recently. I mean, obviously, I already knew that you think that I'm a lolicon, but also,
recent. Recent?
No. The recent one is blonde lollies specifically, as Matt thinks I like blonde lollies specifically.
It's true though.
What?
I
Just because
realize
you
that
know.
most of
they
the
tend to
Logic
be
characters
good.
that you do like are blonde.
They just tend to be the best ones.
Yeah, and Iris is blonde, and also not only that, Iris actually has this sort of like how should I say, like Oni-chan complex with Kazuma. So that's just your thing. Like
That's
incest,
my thing.
blonde lolly,
Yeah. Okay.
little sister type girl.
Yeah.
Like rich brat.
Yeah. That rich brat.
Oh
yeah.
shit! I just remember Kobato.
Yeah, that's what revealed it, was him talking about Kabuto, and we talked about Haganai. He was like, he really thinks that's my type.
I mean,
That
Kobato is
like,
peak.
well, isn't Felt also blonde?
Who's Felt?
From
From
ReZero.
ReZero.
No.
Why do you think I'm obsessed with Felt?
Wait. Oh, she is.
You
blonde.
are. Isn't Felt
What?
your
Why would you
favorite
get
girl
obsessed
from
with
just-
ReZero?
Felt? She's in the show
From
for like 2
ReZero?
minutes.
Yeah, I swear you mentioned that Felt was like your favorite girl from ReZero.
I just
If not
said
your
that I
fa- if
like
not your-
Felt. There's no profound insight that I have about Felt. It's that I maybe was sexually attracted to her at some point.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
It means your type. He's found your type.
Yeah.
Stop structuring these principles around me. I
So
also
wait,
like Megumi,
so it's
and I also
Konosuba-
like Aqua.
Is Konosuba actually like finished?
You can't not like
light
any of the
novels?
characters in Konosuba. They're so good. They're also good. Aqua's the best, obviously, but they're all so good.
Well, we're in a democracy, so she's not the best here.
What do you
Okay,
mean?
who's the best then, Kevin?
Who's the
We
best?
already know. It's Megumin.
Megumin's
Easily.
good, but no, Megumin's like right under Aqua.
Oh my god.
I hold my tongue. The democracy is even.
No,
Because
stop.
Aqua and Megumin, I actually just can't pick. Megumin.
Obviously,
Megumin's
Darkness
more
is the
of my
worst.
body-
Darkness
like,
is the worst one. But
Dark-
No,
Darkness
Darkness
is
gets
good,
really
though.
good though. Darkness, like I know she got a lot of shit in season 1 because she doesn't really get to do much, but in season 3, if they're gonna cover the arc that I think they will, she gets really good and she becomes a really good character.
Yeah, everything you told me about, like, she finally gets a chance to stand out from the crowd. Like, she's not just the gimmick.
Yeah, like
It's subversive.
Like,
it's almost
I used
subversive
to,
in a way. The gimmick character
Yeah.
becoming more.
No, I used to definitely be on Kevin's camp where like, oh, like Darkness is funny and all that, but like that's really it, and like she isn't more than one gag, but
Yeah,
no, she definitely.
I thought
gets
she was
built
annoying
on.
sometimes.
well, I mean, is your contest going on from the light novels that you've read, or are you just
Yeah,
like
it's
rewatching
coming
the
out
first
of the
two
light
seasons?
novels. Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely coming out of the light novels, but I'm pretty certain that season 3 covers the chapter that I'm talking about because I've seen it in the PV. I've seen like clips of it, and I'm pretty certain it's that story.
Okay.
So I think there will be a lot of new Darkness fans if I'm correct. But it's so hard to beat Aqua and Megumin. So it's
Well,
I mean even Kazuma,
is-
like I usually don't talk about guy characters in anime because they're all like fucking losers. But Kazuma is like one of the best guy characters ever written in a fucking anime.
Kazuma's a cold motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's not detached, and he's not like a self-insert. He's literally just this cosmic entity of energy, and he's really good for it.
self-aware
Yeah.
degenerate.
One of
is
my
what he
favorite
is.
things about Konosuba too is that each individual character gets associated with a color, at least the main ones. Like I'd say like the main maybe
Yeah, the main
5
4.
to 6 well, not even beyond the main 4, like I feel like Union and Wiz have their own specific colors too, like purple and black. And it's I don't know, I think it's
Yeah.
a really interesting
Man.
that you can
What a unique thing to do in anime.
No, you don't
Oh my god.
you don't understand what I'm going at. I think that genuinely each of color, when you give a certain character a color, you're kind of giving them a subcontext of like personality. You know, when a character has pink hair, you know that they're kind of crazy. When a character has like blue hair, I think usually they tend to be more mellow. When a character is like green, they tend to be more mellow. When a character is like red, they have like passion red. And I feel like in Konosuba, they just kind of flip it
They
on
divert
its
from
heads oftentimes. Like, you know,
Okay.
Aqua is blue. You would think that she's mellow, but she's not. Kazuma is green. You think that he's like easygoing, but he's not.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're getting at now.
And like Darkness is blonde. You think that like she goes by like the traditional kind of like beauty standard character, but in many ways she's not that. And like even Megumin, who's like, you know, like red burning passion with explosions and all that stuff, like her like that sort of like assumption is just so skewed because it's so narrow. like what she's passionate about. And I don't know, I like that in Konosuba it twists your expectations from early on when you're watching it.
Okay.
And like it does it in many different ways too, and I just think color is one of the ways. So fuck you, Glenn.
No, you explained yourself well. I respect that. You're still stupid, but I respect it.
I mean, at least I have media literacy.
I get. Yeah, true. The only I read Catcher in the Rye once. That's all I got.
What?
It's an American thing. Don't worry about it. There's I get what you're saying now. I do. Because that was and still kind of can be a common thing with like super generic stuff, but the stuff that actually stands out tends to not like fit any of those stereotypical labels with like color labeling, like even Bocchi.
I mean, Bocchi is another good example of that, honestly, because Bocchi has like pink hair, and as someone who wants to hide, she constantly stands out, which I think is a fun like dichotomy between her personality and her appearance.
Yeah. Where's season 2? Why the fuck isn't that this season? I fucking hate anime. I fucking hate anime.
They never announced that, didn't they? They never.
No, they're doing a recap.
It will
instead.
happen. It will happen, but it's so fucking stupid the way anime works with productions that it's going to be the most popular thing in the world. Just somehow might not get a season 2 because it'll get like 10 years later, and they'll be like, well, kind of missed the bus, didn't we, fellas? It's so ridiculous, but I'm excited for I love Konosuba. Konosuba's fucking funny. Like, there's really not much more. Like, there's so much more to say than that. Honestly, I hate saying Konosuba's funny because I feel like that actually that shakes the people who just think of like they look at Konosuba and they think, well, this is just like an isekai, but they're making fun of isekai. But it's genuinely just not even. It's not that at all. It's like a generational gap away from that almost. Like it's actually just a good isekai story.
Yeah, it's just one of the best isekai, is it not? In
like
anime?
I think it starts out as an anti-isekai in some way, but it becomes uniquely its own show. It's beyond just making fun of the genre or even commenting on it. Like, and I think the whole Megumin side story, the whole Megumin like prequel was like a testament to like why Konosuba is so good, because all the characters just work so well. But if you take one of the characters out and you just give them their own show, it doesn't work because it's not Konosuba.
See, I think isekai fans are just starving of like, oh, when we get an actually developed character, they're like, oh my god, I've never seen this thing before. That's why in Konosuba, when they're like they think it's like, oh, it's just a version of the isekai genre, but then obviously throughout the course of the show they actually develop like each character archetype more deeply than just, oh, she's the funny one, she's the masochist, he's the degenerate. They actually have reasons, or more so than that, they develop their personality, and also the character dynamics in that, like you want to watch them just do a bunch of shit that you don't even care what they're doing. You just want to see them together. Like by themselves, they're less interesting, but together, like the wacky adventures they get up to, you can't predict what's gonna happen.
Characters are only as interesting as the people around them. It's the same as people. I can't be an interesting person without you two. I couldn't just be talking to myself.
I don't know,
right
that early part of the podcast where you're just talking to yourself, that was pretty enticing. That was so engrossing.
Okay, I'm special and different and genetically superior to both of you, but you two can do that. Normal people can do that.
Yeah, they have to be psychopaths. That's why everyone's a Twitch streamer.
Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. I think I get what you're saying about this guy. I get what you're saying, but I don't. I also don't think. I think like it's just 90. It's the 99% of anything rule, where 99% of anything's gonna suck. So 99% of isekai suck. Konosuba is different in that like it did start off as an anti-isekai in a way, when it was just trying to like make fun of like the grand failures of like the repetitiveness of it all, and it kind of sat on like this perch of destruction where it was like, if it went too far of making fun of it, it was like, well, you're still this thing though, so it's not funny anymore. So it had to actually start.
Is what it is.
Yeah, it had to actually start being funny, because there's a show airing right now. It's about to end. I think the last episode already aired, called Hime-sama Goman no Jikan, and it's basically that. It's not an isekai, but it's a fantasy show that is just the same thing for all 12 episodes, and I got bored of it so quickly. Konosuba has an astonishing like verticality with just constantly changing it up, and it's because it has that colorful cast. Like, it's just chaotic. It's chaotic in a very organized way. That's how I like to describe Konosuba. But yeah, I'm looking for. The staff is different. The staff's not completely different.
Who's Studio Drive?
Studio Drive. I don't know that much about Studio Drive, but the studio doesn't really matter because they do have a good director, and a good director can get good animators, which is kind of what Konosuba needs. Like, Konosuba
is it the same director
as the spinoff?
As the first two seasons?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm pretty sure no. No, wait, it is. I'm stupid. No, it is. Okay, never mind.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Never fucking mind.
I usually don't mind staff or studio changes, but with a show that has such a unique, specific voice like Konosuba does, it really feels like one of those things that needs to be told by like a specific person.
Yeah, like he made. Like, I love Princess Connect. He made the Princess Connect anime is actually good and funny in a lot of the same ways Konosuba is, in terms of like visual direction and understanding. Like, comedic timing isn't really timing per se; it's storyboarding. So he didn't storyboard everything, but he is a insane worker, and when he works on a show, he tends to storyboard at least 5 episodes, which is pretty insane for a director, especially nowadays, because most directors end up working on multiple things. It's very exciting because I thought it was a different director, so now I'm actually fucking excited because I haven't watched any of the PVs or anything to see what it looks like visually. But
oh, you haven't? No, it looks like really consistent with all the other stuff that's come out for Konosuba. So I didn't realize that the team had changed. I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know that the studio changed. But I don't think studio changes usually matter too much, except for like
it
a
doesn't.
small number maybe.
It doesn't. I think a lot of the Konosuba's still a thing that animators want to work on, so a lot of them will come to work on it. Like, that just tends to be how it is with anime. If it's a popular thing, people want to put their name on it.
I'm just so happy that they're making it, because Konosuba, like, as it continues, it does get better. Like, it just gets to the point where there's so much context behind each of the characters and even behind the world, because you get to see more of it. And for an anime isekai, the world is, the character as it should be. It's this very wacky, almost antagonistic like natural force against the characters, especially Kazuma. Mm-hmm. And even more so against some of the other characters, like later on. Like, that I'm really obsessed with a fucking, like, how should I say, a chicken that Aqua somehow ends up owning.
Yeah, I've heard you say you want to be that chicken.
Yeah.
I've heard you say that you want to have familial relations with Aqua by becoming a chicken. That's indeed a sentence you've said.
Probably.
How I
have to say, my therapist was really confused.
When you told them that story? I mean, why?
Yeah,
that's
they
my story to tell to my therapist.
I know, but I was just telling them how
other
fucked
people's stories.
I just was telling them how fucked up my friends are. I was like, yeah, one of my best friends, he wants to be a chicken. I don't know what's going on. He never talks to me anymore. He just talks about wanting to have sex with this blue-haired anime girl that doesn't wear panties, but he wants to do it while he's a chicken. I don't know. He watched Chicken Little at some point at the same, like he turned on Chicken Little and Konosuba at the same time. It's a very confusing life I live. The people I choose to hang out with define me, Matt, and you've defined me.
Good.
I'm excited for Konosuba. We should probably talk about other shit.
20 minutes on Konosuba.
I mean, that's good discussion, baby. That's what you want. You don't want people just to be like,
all right,
yeah,
what's the next third season? What's the next third season?
Slime.
Okay, you guys can talk.
I've only seen season 1 of Slime. I didn't continue season 2.
Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I liked it, but not enough to be like, oh, I'm so excited for season 2. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just I sort of like understood like what it was going for. Is like, oh yeah, this slime ball gets super overpowered, creates his own society, but for some reason it just didn't engage me that much. Like watching him create his own society, create his own world. Like I kind of got it after season 1.
Yeah, it's fun and it depicts like a super kind of generic isekai world, but it's still fun despite knowing that. And a lot of the characters are pretty fun. Not to like the same level of Konosuba characters, but a lot of them they shine a little bit every now and then. I do like it. I do like it. But it's definitely not something that I'm like hopelessly in love with when it comes to, because going from Konosuba to talking about this, I am just like, man, I really can't talk up this show too much when Konosuba's right fucking there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if there wasn't any other show that's airing, I'm like, all right, I'll probably watch this because I like season 1. But because there's like actually a couple of shows that I'm wanting to watch this season, I'm like, I can't add it. It's gonna be too many to follow.
I like the director because he was a big, like, he's a really talented animator, and he basically started with Slime as his actual directional debut. I think he might have technically started with Absolute Duo in like when was Absolute Duo? 2015. But I think that was like him as a series director and not the actual director, which is like there's like minute differences between the two, whatever. So I was excited to see him get this, and I feel like a lot of his character that he puts in his animation shines through. But the show, yeah, the show's fun. The show's fun, but it's
Decent
definitely
to
not.
fun,
It's just
yeah.
like, what do I? It's just. I watch it and I'm like, whoo, man. And then 2 days later, I'm like, what the fuck happened in that show again?
Yeah,
like,
even though season 1 was like 24 episodes, I'm like, what happened there besides him just growing from a slime and creating like an ogre society?
Like seeing him put together all of the creatures and everything, it's fun. That's all I can say. But then Konosuba's more fun.
Hard to compete when you're in the same genre.
Yeah. Well,
And when you're
same
airing at
genre,
the same
like,
time, I mean...
I think they're very different, but Slime is pretty comedic, and it takes itself way more seriously. And whenever
there's some
tries
serious
to...
moments. I saw like
Yeah.
that clip or like that episode where like he just kills all the humans. I'm like, oh my god, that got
actually
pretty dark.
super fucking based. It's super fucking based when Tempest like he does not care. Like he has like no empathy, and he's really cold, and it's really fucking funny in a way, but it clashes so much with the actual attempts at emotional payoff that it's always like, I'm kind of confused currently. My feelings to, like, I don't know, human relationships are confusing, but also he's a slime, so I guess it's a slime relationship. I don't know. I'm gonna go on Hentai and look up the Dojin and see what's going on there, I guess. And then you realize, wow, it's not that popular when it comes to like fan artists, is it? So it's kind of weird because it's popular and but not popular at the same time.
It's popular for untalented people.
It's what is that supposed to mean?
What?
Because if they were talented, they'd be drawing fan art of it.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Mushoku Tensei. Season 3 of that, technically, another season 3.
Well, it's the second part of season 2, right? But
Yeah,
dude,
it's season 3.
Dude, I'm kind of soured in Mushoku Tensei. Like season 1, I enjoyed a lot. I think it was a great isekai. Then season 2 happened, and they're just like in this fucking university for half this thing. I'm like, what happened to what made season 1 so great? Where Rudius is like actually exploring the world and like meeting all these characters and learning like emotional bonds / connections from them. And then season 2 is just worried about his fucking dick. Like, oh lord.
Well, can you blame him? Come on, you know.
I mean, it's fine to have an arc like that, but the whole time, you're just not even exploring the world anymore. He's just in a university trying to get his dick to work.
It's
what happened,
Mushoku Tensei, especially these earlier arcs after the kind of like time skippy type thing, I can't defend it. Like I've been a Mushoku Tensei fan before it was even an anime. Like back in the day I edited like for the web novel like translation a long time ago. Like I care about Mushoku Tensei. It's kind of like a part of me, and I have to say these parts of the arc are more akin to a flashy fan fiction than like what I consider to be the good parts of Mushoku. Like I think the interactions are really unique. Like having the entire arc about him trying to get his dick wet and him not being able to, like it's pretty fucking funny. It's pretty fucking funny, but 12 episodes of it, it isn't that interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Comparatively to like season 1, where it's just like you had fucking how many two turning points, like where the whole like setting just changes like 3 different times. First is like
there's a lot of personal touchstones for Rudius, like that you can actually go back and think, well, that's actually really good how they did that. It's like they set that up in a really fun, dynamic way, and it's like he's actually kind of, despite being a piece of shit, he's a pretty personal character that I can actually
you're trying to
I can be a bit disturbed by how he is, but I can kind of celebrate his achievements. And then you get to this season and you're like, well, I'm not gonna show this to my mom. Mom's like, she likes action a little bit, and I thought about it, but now, what am I gonna do?
You just reminded me, Glenn, did you see that one Twitter post where where this guy literally showed Mushoku Tensei, not season 2, but just Mushoku Tensei to his mom, and then he posted it on Twitter, and then no one believed him, and it's like, go touch grass. This is why they disown you. Because he liked it so much, he wanted people to be like, I'm not a weirdo. Let me show my mom this, and his mom's like, yeah, I think people who found like anything like too offensive, like that speaks more to that person than the show themselves. Because the show itself is not offensive.
Go off, mama.
Exactly. Moms always have the best takes, so yeah, I wouldn't listen to anyone else on Twitter.
I walked into my dad watching redo of Healer on the TV in the kitchen.
Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
not joking.
That's a good
I'm not
time.
joking. I'm not joking. I walked in,
Isn't
had
that
to like
the
blink.
revenge porn one?
Yes,
Yep,
it is. It is. I had to close my eyes, open my eyes, close my eyes, open my eyes, repeat that about 7 times, realize I'm not dreaming, look at him, looking intently at the screen, and me look at the screen, confirm it's redo of Healer, and then leave, come back in, and be like, oh, this is happening. And then I had to ask him, so what do you think?
What did he say?
He said, like, this is the most Glenn Dad thing he could say. He was like, oh, it's pretty good. He said it gets pretty dark, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty dark. Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it does do that. So
what? Turning your enemies
I wanted to know
sex
how
slaves?
he found it. I wanted to know how he found it. He was just like, oh, I just clicked on it, and I was like, okay. I'm like the fatherly words, because at some point your father always tells you something fatherly. He teaches you something in life. I have to have those echo in my mind, the life lessons that this man taught me, and then know that he's sitting there watching redo of Healer at like 50 years old. While he has a wife and kid, like he's doing it in the kitchen. Anybody can walk in. I walked in. My younger siblings who aren't like adults.
He saw the sex scenes, right?
Yes. I'm not sure if he skipped them or if he just sat there and went, this is alright, I guess.
This is interesting.
This is pretty dark.
Yeah, and if I recall, there's a lot of sex scenes in that show, isn't there?
There's a lot.
Basically is a hentai without the nudity. Like
there is nudity. Yeah, there's enough that if you wanted to use it as material, you easily fucking could.
I mean,
like
no,
most,
it's basically
most people
it's
did.
Literally softcore porn.
Yeah, but the post clarity is insane.
It wasn't insane for me. It was normal for me. It was a normal amount of clarity.
You're an anomaly. You know, for the average person, if they try to do it, they go insane. They'd be like, "What have I done?" They'd be like, "Shinji, end of Ava."
I just saw that in theaters. Very good experience. Very good experience. This is about Neveva, though. We're supposed to talk about fucking Hero Academia and Kimetsu no Yaiba are getting new seasons. Can you fucking believe it? Oh my fucking god. I'm so happy.
Okay, next.
You know how far it's fallen off? I didn't even know there was going to be another season of... No, sorry, not another. I didn't know another season of Demon Slayer was airing this season.
Who the
That's
fuck
how
cares?
Far exactly. That's how far it's fallen off.
Like, I see a bunch of people who really like it, and I'm like, I've never seen anybody talk... I've never heard anybody actually talk about it. Like, it's like I would rather watch Demon Slayer than Hero Aka, but it is weird how fallen off it is. Like, I have no idea anybody who's watching it.
It's the 7th season. It's still going. Oh my god.
The 7 seasons.
Like, how many episodes? 100? There's like 100 episodes of My Hero Academia now?
Yeah, it's easily at 100 by now.
And you think, like, a show with that many episodes, people make videos on it. No one's making a video on this, dude.
I bet people are making videos, but it's just like, it's probably like the like episode and chapter reviewers, so not real videos.
Yeah, exactly. People were making videos when first 2 seasons came out because it was still good at that time, still good and fresh. Now it's just like, can something interesting actually happen in that show? But obviously not, because we've been through this long. My Hero Academia is actually the MCU of anime.
It pretty much is, yeah. I'd
like
rather talk to somebody.
To the MCU, but yeah.
I'm very happy to insult the MCU.
No, like, I'm not defending the MCU, but I'm just saying that Hero Aka is.
You have a real boner. You have a.
But I mean, you didn't even like the first 2 seasons, or even if you watched them. The first 2 seasons, I would say still good, but
of
Hero Academia.
The existence of Hero Aka.
Yeah.
No, Kevin.
Don't say no. Oh my god.
No. What's good about them? What's different about them? Like, if you're... I'd say it's good if it was the first shonen I ever fucking watched. The thing is, like, the shonen battle manga, I'm an old man. I've seen all of it already. So all Hero Academia does is, like, I understand Hero Academia is allowed to... It's allowed to exist where it is. It can cohabitate with the other anime as the thing that Zoomers use to get into anime. Everyone had it. Everyone had their fucking Naruto, their Bleach, their One Piece, their Dragon Ball, whatever. They can use that for that. Hero Academia can be that. But that's the thing. It's only that. It's only that.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I think that was actually that My Hero Academia was like one of the first few shonens that I actually like watch from start to finish. Besides, like, you know, like Naruto or something. But that was like that's I don't really count that as my first shonen because I just jumped in like willy nilly. Whereas when I think of like when I watch Hero Academia, I'm like, it is probably one of the first starter shonens that I watched. It's probably why I enjoyed it. Yeah,
you were like
I didn't
really?
watch.
You were watching anime for a while before.
Yeah,
that.
but not shonen specifically. Like I didn't watch Hunter x Hunter before.
Well, Kevin's quite similar to me in that regard. I think.
I don't watch that many shonens.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen too many shonens either. And I think most of the shonens that I have seen, they weren't starter anime for me. So, like, when I saw, I don't know, FMA or Fairy Tail, like, I had already seen a bunch of other shows.
Bro, yeah, the anime that got me into anime was Fairy Tail, Glenn. The first 100 episodes of Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I know, I remember that.
I still have fun memories of that. That's a crazy one.
I like see, that's the thing. Fairy Tail also, like, I've watched anime a lot longer than, but, like, it also Fairy Tail occupies that same space for me where I'm like, I know Fairy Tail is kind of
friendship. Let's go.
Yeah, like Fairy Tail is exactly that. I love that. But in my head, because it's one of the earlier ones for me, one of the few things that I got to see first, and then I watched Hero Academia. I'm like, well, Hero Academia is just inspired by it, and is super uninteresting to me now. It's like Fairy Tail was obviously inspired by things before it, like, you know, Dragon Ball and all that, and just all the battles shonen already. But it's still something that, like, at the time I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I still think it's fucking awesome because I go back and I'm like, this is it. This was the one for me. So that's why I'm okay with Hero Academia. But it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not good anymore.
I'm an old man. It's not good for me. It's not made for me now. And the thing is, there's plenty of things that I like that aren't made for me. Hero Academia just sucks in general. Like, I'll be honest.
That's how I feel about Demon Slayer, honestly.
Yeah, kind of.
What you're feeling about My Hero Academia, I'm feeling about Demon Slayer. I was like, what? Why do I need to watch this? It's got good animation because, oh yeah, Ufotable animated it. But like, if this was animated by any other studio, this would not be as popular as it would be.
I don't know.
I firmly believe that.
I think there was a lot of hype around it when it came to one, Ufotable, and two, the fact that it was already a popular manga and a lot of people were hyping it up. I think it was a culmination of a lot of different things. But yeah, I think Ufotable's definitely helped with it. Ufotable definitely helped in terms of like hyping it up. But I also wouldn't say that Hero Demon Slayer has very good animation. It just has very good visual effects.
Yeah, pretty colors, the anime.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the composition work. Like,
I understand why it's really popular against Zoomers because they got ADHD and they just need colors flying on screen like Subway Surfer. You know.
Hey, I got ADHD too, and I'm still over here watching the cute girls fucking being somewhat homosexual to one another while drinking tea, and then having real human moments. There's no excuse for them. Spice and Wolf is coming back.
Yeah, but not in the with a reboot.
Not in the good way.
With a reboot for no fucking reason.
I'm like, I should be excited about it, but I'm not because it's like, it's just gonna recap what we've already seen in the first two seasons. And I'm just like, I need more.
I think it's just Spice and Wolf for a new generation. I think that's what they're going for. They want to get like a new generation into Spice and Wolf. And I'm okay with that. It's more just having seen the PV. And having seen the designs, I don't like see how.
There's no personality.
Yeah, basically,
anymore.
I don't see a personality. I don't see a sense of direction that I guess justifies like someone who's seen the original Spice and Wolf to see this retelling because it doesn't seem like it's gonna treat the story any differently. And honestly, character designs, which maybe is more in line with the light novels, just kind of takes.
It kind of is. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
definitely,
It takes away
definitely is.
I feel like it does take away the soul from
There's no
the original
it's not
character
distinct
designs,
anymore.
though.
Yeah, the original character designs were so distinct. Now
It's like
They look-
Hollow looks so like unique in a way.
if you-
Like she has such a presence when you see her on the screen.
there's like in
and
the PV, if
I
you
don't
see
know
a
anymore what
screenshot
they
of her, if you see a screenshot of her face, it just looks like any other anime girl, and you can't really identify it's Hollow. If you look at the older series, you always know it's Hollow. Like that's a good
she got that dog
That's a
in
good
her.
character. She does got that dog in her, and she should have that dog in her. Now she just looks like a fucking anime. Like she's this smug, suffocating personality that one-ups you at every instance because she's smarter than you and better than you. And now she just looks like every other anime girl. Like it's disappointing. As an old man, it's fucking disappointing.
She looks like a cosplay of Hollow and not Hollow. Like it's just like
That's
anime.
pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
She's like an anime girl just wearing like fluffy ears. That's it.
That's exactly right. Like it lost a lot of its soul. Like it'll still be good probably because Spice and Wolf is very well.
Oh yeah, the
written, and
content's
Hollow-
still good. Obviously.
Hollow and Lawrence are fucking awesome. It's gonna be like it's great, but the actual excitement level is gone as it low because I don't care about rewatching that material. I'll still do it, but the original was really really solid. And the distinct character
why
designs
can't
mattered a lot
we
to
see
me.
the kids? You know.
God, I wish. That would take like 17 seasons. The worst part is, what if they get a season 2 and they adapt all the same stuff, and then the same
It
thing
stops.
happens
Oh
again?
my god.
The same
No,
thing happens
we're in a
again.
simulation. Then you have to believe my theory of like we're in a simulation. You do.
I genuinely now hope that they make a season 2 and end it at the exact same place the original ended.
Oh god.
And then in 10 years from now, they'll like
Another
do it
reboot,
again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will no longer be alive. I'm just saying that something's gonna happen to me. Something's gonna
Is there a
happen
reason
to
why
me,
they're
and the people
remaking
who made
Spice
these
and
decisions.
Wolf though? Beyond like just making it for a new
No.
generation, are they like selling something beyond of it?
They're always selling like they've been making the secondhand market for figures of Hollow, like is insane, and like they make a bunch of Hollow figures for some reason all the time.
I mean,
as far as I know,
That's not for some reason. You know.
I know why, but it's pretty insane considering how old it is. Because the thing is, Spice and Wolf is technically still publishing, Matt. Like, it's still going.
Oh, is it actually?
Because of the kids.
It
yeah.
hasn't ended.
Nope. Been going since, like, 2005 or something.
Yeah, but who really cares about the kids? We just want to know that she has kids.
Well, it's the one kid. The one kid who's really cute. He's really cute. I like white hair. I like white hair a lot. I like white hair and red eyes, so. Their daughter is really good. She's really cute. I don't know if you've seen her.
How old is she?
So Data Live has a 5th season. Also, I was saying she's cute, okay? Don't put a neon light up saying lolly. I was saying she was cute. I wasn't going, God, I love this lolly. She's so fucking hot. That's not what I was doing at all.
His words, not mine.
You're always trying to put me on this, like, you're trying to put a neon sign up that's like, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Why don't you have a seat,
I know what
Glenn?
you are.
Take a seat.
I know what you are. I love Data Live. I don't know why it's getting another season. I don't know how Data Live has kept going. Like genuinely, it's fucking shocking every single time. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, they're making more.
The passionate Data Live fans.
I like big Data Live. I'm definitely not passionate. I don't know where these other people exist.
Yeah, Data Live. I don't know what's happening. I've only seen 1 season, and now there's 5 seasons.
That's
and
fair.
a couple of movies as well.
Yeah, a couple movies, a lot of OVAs. You just need to know that the little sister that's a redhead is the best one.
Not
Pottery.
the what's her name? The clock girl?
The Clock Girl, Kurumi? No, that's like the generic favorite. That'd be like Russ's favorite.
No, is she a trad wife?
No, actually, not trad. No, she's not a trad wife.
It'd be the first girl, right?
Oh yeah, Toka.
Toka, yeah, Toka.
The purple black-haired girl, yeah, like the actual just like generic Chad wife, or kind of Chad wife, I guess, Chad wife who has no personality really, but she really likes you. She really likes you. That's all you need.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Data Live is that I think it has the largest harem.
It has gotten massive. It really has not stopped. there are a lot of good girls in there, and it's always disappointing because I'm like, dude, please. I know it's called Date Alive, but can we make our life less about dating and more about dating can we get married to these other girls first? Can we please stop, please? Because there's a lot of like, there's the one. Most of the petite girls I like the little sister Kotori, and then there's this newer one who is like the witch hat girl. I forget the name of. There's a lot of good girls, but I don't expect anyone to watch 4 fucking seasons and like movies of Date Alive. Because it's not To Love Ru. Like, To Love Ru is always going to be the fucking champ. The fucking champ. There's no point in watching anything else if you're going to watch, like, a harem. But I like Date Alive. I'm happy to see it keep going because, one, it's just fucking insane that there's so much of it. Like, you have to think about it. 5 seasons, that's 60 some episodes of Date Alive. Think of all your favorite series right now. Think of all the things that you love that never continued. How does that make you feel?
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? There's Kaijuu number 8, which is I'm kind of excited about. I don't like the director is the problem.
It's by Pig.
It's by Pig?
Yeah, it's by Pig.
Oh, Production IG.
Oh.
Production IG. I've never heard it called Pig before, but that's
I just thought of it on the
funny
spot.
That's that's really good. That's by Pig. You just can't. You know what, Kevin? You're a pretty smart guy.
Coined
I
it.
like you. You're a pretty smart guy.
What's
It's,
the
I mean, just reading the
synopsis?
description, like, what is
Grotesque
interesting
Godzilla,
about
like
this?
monsters called Kaijuu, like have been. Is
Basically,
this a Godzilla spin-off?
No,
Pacific
not
Rim,
really.
the anime.
Kinda like Pacific Rim in a way, yeah. It's just a very personal thing for me, where it's like it's kind of similar to like Battle Shonen in a lot of ways. It has a lot of those facets of like becoming better and improving, and kind of like doing it through other people and like doing it for other people, and like how it can facilitate your own self-growth. So I like it a lot because it's done more in an adult kind of way, and also there's a blonde twin tail girl that I really like that I don't want to talk about in this very moment, but I kind of wanted to mention her because I like her a lot. But it's
Of course, blonde. Is she a lolly?
No, she's not. She's a petite girl though.
So this show, how do they fight are the kaijus like massive giants, or are they just like smaller, like that a person can just go
It's
into like,
both.
a medium-sized mech?
It's both, but they tend to be on the bigger side.
Okay, so it
one
is
of
a
the
giant
producers
monster.
is Kara. I didn't know Kara still existed.
Kara? Oh, Studio Kara.
Yeah, Studio Kara, the
They're
Evangelion
around.
studio.
They're around still, just barely hanging on by a strand.
That's what I thought.
But the main character, I like him a lot. He's kind of like a stranded person, which I think is a very relatable thing for a lot of people, especially for me. He kind of lives in his own horrible mini world, and he just feels trapped, and he kind of isolates himself because he's like, well, this is all I have. And eventually he gets past being that like walking contradiction of like he's always trying to improve, but he's also self-sabotaging himself all the time, and he kind of gets the experience of being better for others in a moment, and then he kind of starts being alive again. So I like that a lot. It's kind of like Battle Shonen-y, but very very more mature feeling. Like, not that the other ones don't feel mature, but this one just it just hits a little bit different.
So you're saying the tone is way more serious, isn't it? Less jokey than like typical Battle Shonen?
It's jokey, but it just feels, the emotional payoff feels more, it feels less drawn out. Like in Battle Shonen, they kind of draw it out and kind of explain it. You don't really have to, they don't really explain it in Kaijuu, where it's like you just see it. It's the actions over words type of thing, where you're like, he's kind of yearning to be better in the connection, and he ends up kind of shattering the illusion that he built for himself. When Battle Shonen, it tends to be, I'm doing it because I can, rah, and then that's how it is, right? It's not realistic. It's not like realistic, but it's very human. I like both interpretations of it. That's all I gotta say about that. And it's like we finally talked about a single new show because all the others have been fucking sequels.
Yeah, and you still have like at least 3 third season shows that you haven't mentioned yet.
There's nothing to talk about for Mahouka. Yuru Camp season 3. It's a new studio with new character designs. Everybody here loves Yuru Camp. Kevin hasn't watched Yuru Camp, even though
Kevin hasn't seen Yuru Camp. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's not much to say about you. I genuinely do wish that Yuru Camp season 3 was a follow-up to the movie though, when they were adults.
You liked the movie. I heard mixed feelings. I haven't seen the movie yet.
The movie, I mean, I thought the movie was middling, honestly. It's okay. I think there are moments in it that are really good. It really touches the kind of juxtaposition between what you imagine yourself to be when you're like in high school, when you're younger and child or a teen, and then what you actually end up being as an adult. And you realize that you've made all of these sacrifices. You've like had to kind of chip off who you really are constantly to be an adult, to be mature, to like make money, to get a proper job. And, you know, like, it's interesting how like certain characters end up in places you never would have expected them to. Like Rin, she's kind of like the most outside society type of character among the main girls, at least, and yet she is the one who becomes a salaryman.
Yeah.
And it like you can clearly, and like not only that, like she's someone who loves nature, but she ends up moving to Nagoya. Not even Tokyo, Nagoya, the most boring city in Japan. Like, it's a massive city. It's like the fourth largest city in Japan, and it's like one of the most boring places in the country. It's like infamously known for being boring.
That's
and I
so
thought
depressing.
it was just yeah, it's just like such an amazing kind of like place to put her into, because you'd imagine she would be the last one to have that kind of life.
Yeah.
But she's the one that has it. And it cuts like, literally it cuts to, I think in the beginning of the film, like they're still teenagers, they're still in high school, and like Rin and Nadeshiko are talking about like what they want to be in the future, like if they'll still be camping. And they both basically like kind of have the idea like, oh, this kind of life that we have will never end. And then it hard cuts to fucking Rin in like a crowded train, like going to work and at her like office, and like she doesn't like, she kind of likes her job, but like she doesn't like what she gets to do in her job, because she doesn't like get to do her dream stuff. She has to do like very miscellaneous tasks. And then like that aspect of it I do love, and I think that they lose it in lieu of like oh, we got to get the girls back to camping, we got to like bring them back and all that, and like they get to like open their own camp. Like they like all the girls
they give a shred of hope. I mean, it makes sense for you camp to be like, here's a shred of hope. Like,
no, it should. Like
things suck and they get worse, but they also get better.
Yeah, like I'm totally happy with like Yuru camp going. I like the idea is genius to like have the girls build their own campsite, but I think they did it in a way that didn't feel fulfilling to where the characters all ended up being, because they all ended up living separate lives, being far apart from each other. Like Nadeshiko lives in Tokyo, I think, and like Aki is like working in like the government or something, and they're all like spread apart. And this campsite was their chance to like come together and for them to own it. But the shitty thing is that they don't even own the campsite. Like
they got to rent it out.
And kind of like at the end, they all kind of returned to where they were in the beginning. And I felt like that just, it like felt so unsatisfying. Like it was like, I wanted them to, you know, get to this point where like they get their own campsite, they run it, and maybe they kind of like start something. They like go back to their roots and like they get to stay where they love to be, but they all have to leave again. And maybe that's more realistic actually, but I don't know. It didn't sell it to me. Like there are aspects of the movie that I think are like really fun, and then there's also like a lot of bits in the middle that I think are really, really slow, surprisingly slow for Yuru Camp.
Okay, it's
so I don't know. There are golden moments.
I like that. I like those.
Yeah,
I really like that idea. I knew they became adults, but I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize it was as indicative of drowning as real life really is.
Yeah, like they don't go that far, obviously, because it's Yuru Camp, and they want to like treat it a bit lightly. And I think that they kind of across like halfway through the movie, they kind of like retcon a little bit of like their critique on Japanese like office culture, and like kind of they like there's like this assumption like, oh, like people have to leave the countryside, even if they love it, even if they love the countryside, they have to leave because there are no jobs there. And I thought the path they were going is like, oh, like, you know, we need the people back here to bring the jobs here. Like, that's the thing we need to do. But, like, it just kind of, like, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just not too consistent with this messaging, I think. But there are, like, really good ideas there.
Yeah, that sounds much better than everyone else who talked about it. They didn't really explain it very well. They were usually just like, it really wasn't Eurocamp. And I'm like, well, that sucks. but like, what does that mean? Because Yuru Camp's a pretty all-encompassing feeling. So it's like, if it's not Yuru Camp,
it's 100% Yuru Camp. I don't know why they said it wasn't. It's definitely Yuru Camp. They're just not in high school anymore. And
that's probably why.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck, they're too old to groom. Hags, I hate hags. It's that yearning for what used to be. I love that type of thing. I love that type of thing.
I mean, it's just so resonating. You know, like, imagine you're watching Yuru. Like, I think we were relatively pretty young when we were watching Yuru Camp.
Yeah.
Like, compared to now.
And when the
Yuru Camp movie came out, we kind of like aged properly, I think, for that movie. But like, I just wish the movie went like full into it. Kind of like, you know, for a moment in the beginning, I was like, oh my god, is this like another K-On? Are they gonna like go that far? But they don't.
They definitely don't. But it's still a phenomenal show that I recommend to people without a fucking doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited for season 3.
I'll definitely watch season 3. I just feel like, because they're going into, like, I don't know, they're going backwards, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so I'm not
it did seem like a conclusion. Getting more of it's kind of like, what's going on here?
I mean, honestly, even if they were gonna make a season 3, I wanted them to be adults, and I wanted to follow them afterwards, because just to go back and pretend like the events of the movies didn't happen because they haven't happened yet, I don't like that. I don't like prequels for that reason. I mean, I guess we should probably talk about like the biggest third season for Kevin, at least.
Yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Oh my god. No,
Demon Slayer. Sorry. No one knows about the Japanese name.
Euphonium season 3. I finally get to see how it finishes. Finally,
you got the full hair.
Is this like the end of the light novel?
The novel, I'm not sure, but it's definitely the end for like at least her high school arc for high school.
Yeah, this is like, she's like a third year finally, right?
Yeah.
So
chapter of life finally completed, and I actually get to see it animated in all Kyoto Animation's glory.
I wonder what it's gonna be like, because they have to introduce so many new characters. I mean, they kind of were sprinkling in new characters through the movies, like the Liz and Bluebird and the other, like, Chikai no finale film. They, like, brought in some, like, Ichinensei, which to, like, kind of, like, slowly replace out all the senpai characters. They're, like, bringing the kohai characters. But for this next season, they're gonna have to bring in, like, a whole new year of girls. And I wonder what that's gonna be like. Because most of my favorite characters have been the senpais in Euphonium, like Natsuki, Nozomi, like a bunch of, I think some of the best characters were the older years, and they were slowly kind of trickling out. And when they did leave, you know, it was actually kind of, it was really sad actually. It was like genuinely watching like your own seniors like kind of just disappear, like if you have a good relationship with them.
Yeah, almost like you'll never meet them again.
Yeah, and like obviously it's not the case. It's not going to end, but like it's just like what they leave, the hole that they leave, the void that they leave is like, you know, it's very present in the air. And I thought that was like pretty well done with the Chikai no finale movie and the most recent like ensemble contest, like short hour-long weird movie thing. Like
that one I haven't seen yet. I've only seen Chikai no finale.
I just saw that like 2 nights ago, and it's a very
what
weird...
is that movie? Is that a continuation, right?
It's a continuation, yeah. It's like a tease for season 3 in some ways. Basically what happens is like the second half of Kumiko's second year, she becomes the club president because all like the third years they have to focus on their entrance exams for college. So she becomes like the president, and basically it's just about kind of like her early struggles as like taking on that leadership role and how she has to balance out all the kind of new politics and make sure that the band doesn't like slide back into kind of their more not nonchalant, not caring, pessimistic kind of vibe. And she has to like, Kumiko has to act as like a senpai mentor, and like they don't really go too deep into it because it's just an hour, so a lot of it I feel is kind of just the girls chilling and Kumiko just slowly getting into her role for I think the 3rd season. Like not too much happens. Like there's like this kind of like contest where they're gonna like figure out like, oh, which students are gonna perform for like the contest and all that. So what they do is that they have like the school hosts their mini contest where like all of these girls and like all of these like club members, they get like split up into like separate bands, like small like bands of like 5 to 6 people, and they like perform music, and like the best ones will get into the band. But the thing is that they don't show any of the performances. They just show you on text who wins, and it's like, okay,
it's kind of based, honestly.
No, but the funny thing is that I'm watching this in Japanese and I can't read the names. I'm like, I don't know what name this is. It's like,
you're not sitting there in anticipation because you can't read. You're just like, oh fuck! You look around and you just hear all the people around you going, oh Soka, and you're just like,
yeah, because that's the thing. It's like it's like, if I hear it, I'll like understand what they're talking about, but like, and I can generally read kanji, but when it comes to names are hard. Like, I don't know how to read Japanese names yet because they do it in a very like, it's not phonetic, you know. They like to mix a lot of kanji around to like have very unique like meanings and all that. So even if you have like 2 characters named Kumiko, like there's a good chance that like they're written with like different kanji, maybe. So it's just like, I was like, I don't know who the fuck is who. Like, I don't know who the fuck is who just won. So like, yeah, that was very weird. Like, so I left with such an incomplete feeling.
So wait, you still to this day you still don't know who won?
No, I have no idea.
Oh my god!
I can imagine you in the theater like looking around and being like, well, fuck, speak English. We're in America. Oh, fuck.
Where's the subset?
You just go up to you try to eavesdrop on every conversation after the movie of the people walking out, and you're like, please say something, and you're just like, oh, they're anime fans, and none of them are friends. They all came alone. None of them are talking to each other. There's no one to eavesdrop on.
Yeah, it's like, I guess I have to find out with the new season. Like, I don't know what they're gonna like. I'm assuming that they like start in her 3rd year, right? So
yeah, it has to.
Yeah, so what? I don't know. It's just like there's like I feel like there's this.
I mean, the whole
gap.
2nd year was just basically a movie. We didn't get. There's supposed to be another season. Like the 2nd year is just condensed into one movie as well.
I have to say though, there was like one thing I was disappointed in where remember Kanade, right?
Yeah.
Kevin from the movie. You know, she's such a fucking smug little bitch. You know.
Oh yeah, that's what I like about her.
Yeah, that's what's good about her character. But she becomes so tame in the mini movie. Like Kumiko has her on a leash, you know, she can't like do anything bad, and it's like that's kind of cool, but like also like I want to see her like be evil a bit more. But you can definitely tell like, oh, like with her like occasional like pouts and all that, like she still has that like personality in her. But Kumiko has like she's a watchdog on her the entire time. And it's pretty funny, but also kind of sad that like she doesn't get to like shine at all, really.
Yeah, but then you get to see Kumiko treating her like a dog, and I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We got to see Kumiko grow up.
I don't care about that. I just remember the scene from episode 8. That's all. Season 1, episode 8. Always and forever. That is
When
the
they're on top
scene
of
where...
the hill?
Yep, the mountain. The hill. That's Daikichiyama, you motherfucker. How dare you call it a fucking hill? That's where lesbian love bloomed, and then also she was into the teacher, and also it was kind of bait. But if I pretend that was the only episode in the series, it makes me really happy.
Oh no, every single piece of like euphonium work has like queer baiting between Kumiko and Reina. Like it doesn't stop. They will find like one moment to just put it in where it's like, oh, these girls fucking want to fuck.
Yeah, let's just remind you we're not gonna do it. We hate you. We fucking hate you. That's like the one part of euphonium I don't like. Where I'm like, just let them do it. Just like you know, a casual thing. Like it just happens.
Everyone wants
you know?
it.
It happens naturally.
Just let them. Let the fans get what they want.
Even the other characters want it. The characters are like, yeah, this makes sense. They see them together and they just assume they're fucking already.
The way they look at each other.
Yeah.
Find
Also, I don't know if it's just me, if I'm like crazy or something, but I feel like they make Kumiko look older as each installment comes in. Like there's some subtle detail about how her face is drawn that I think makes her look more mature, right? I don't know. Is it just me?
No, it's 100%. It's on purpose 100%. That's definitely the case. It's very, very, very minor.
Like, the last time that happened, that was Clanad. I could tell. There was like it's like it's the same character design, but like something's off that makes them look a bit different and older.
Yeah, it's very slight things you can change on anime designs, like eyebrows, just like the length of the face, the chin. Like, it's very minor things where you're just like, well, it's the same fucking design. I mean that's how humans work. You just change ever so slightly. Like, you get a little bit taller and stuff like that. It's like, if you compare the season 1 to season 2 character sheets, I'm sure you'd notice it more directly. When you're watching the show, you're not gonna notice it. But
Yeah,
they definitely changed something, because she went from, she did go from like cute high schooler to like about to graduate high schooler who I want to fluff her hair. Maybe I wanted to fluff her hair every season.
That's what. Oh yeah, I was about to say, like, isn't that like?
I
her
love
whole
Kumiko.
thing?
I love Kumiko's design.
flow-
No, Kumiko has such a good design. Yeah. I mean,
You
I
ever,
love
when
the
they first
UFO
announced
characters.
it, and it's like that pre-animated PV that isn't in the show,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's just all legs, like, and you're like, oh my god. This
Oh, where she's holding the euphonium on the school
yeah,
chair.
it's just all like sex, and then you watch the show and you're like, okay, it's still
like,
kind of sex.
But I want to protect her. I want to protect her.
I want to protect her. I want to protect, but also still,
You don't need to
this is
protect
kind of
Kumiko.
sex.
Kumiko doesn't need any protecting at all. She's fucking crazy.
She is a little bit fucking insane.
No,
That's what
she
makes her
is.
so-
She's like Kumiko herself is such a nosy bitch, but like it's done so well. It's done so well where you do it from her perspective, where she's like, oh, she's just trying to help, and then like if you ever look at it from like the outside character's perspective, it's like this meddling bitch. Like, who the fuck are you? Like,
Who the
what
fuck do you
doing?
think you are, you
Yeah,
first year
it's-
bitch?
I know.
What are you fucking doing in our relationship? You don't fucking know me. You don't know me. And Kumiko's like,
Yeah, that's,
I'm gonna-
I
I'm
think
gonna-
genuinely
I'm
that's
gonna
one
be
of the
emotional.
strongest things about Euphonium. Like the show literally gaslights you. It gaslights you so well.
It's like actual fucking high school.
Yeah.
It's like actually one of the most realistic depictions of high school I think I've seen in any media, because the characters are so like, they are in all of each other's shit. They refuse to not be. Anytime someone tries to get privacy, one character's like, oh, I noticed you were trying to get privacy. I'm not gonna let that happen. Like, they just show up. It's so fucking annoying.
There's so much
It's
angst
amazing.
and passive aggressiveness as well to like all different characters. Like they just won't outright say it, but you'll see they just act differently towards each other. Like they just poking jabs by the things they say, even though they
That's why
don't
Natsuki's
directly
my
say
favorite
it.
character. She's like just the most real one. She's kind of like the one who's like, "Fuck you guys."
I'm excited. I can't believe it's back and technically finishing.
Yeah, I mean, this is this like the highest profile KyoAni show in a while? Like I know they did Maid Dragon, but this has to be bigger, right?
Yeah.
In a while, yeah. Like, because, they obviously have
mean, yeah.
restarted slowly. For, there's no reason to skirt around it. Yeah, the fucking fire that killed murdered too many talented, amazing people, including one of my favorite directors of all time, Takemoto. But yeah, it's...
Yeah, and
they're
KyoAni
getting
also
back in
lost
it,
a lot
and-
of a lot of really good filmmakers in KyoAni left.
A lot of
like,
young
The ones who
talents,
survived, like Yamada
yeah.
left, Shisen, Sai, and Saru now.
Yeah, it's very depressing, but they still are the same. They didn't drop any of the passion that they have and the way that they work. So it shows in all the new stuff. Like, I think Tsurune is a terrible show. I watched both seasons. I don't know
Tsurune came
anyone
before
else.
the disaster, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
Season 1 did, not season 2.
There's a season 2?
Exactly. There's also a movie, by the way.
Huh.
Who's watching
Yeah.
Tsurune?
I don't know. Me, I guess. I have
All I
very
know is that I
little
hate the
things to
Violet
say about it.
Evergarden movie. I hate what it does to Violet Evergarden.
I also do not like the Violet Evergarden movie.
Way to
Well, I'm going
retcon the best
contrarian.
part of the show.
I like the Violet Evergarden movie. There we go.
Why do you like the Violet Evergarden movie?
Oh my god, I don't need to explain it here, Glenn.
What the fuck? Just tell me. You can't just be like, no, I don't like this. And then when I ask why, be like, oh, I don't need to explain myself. I mean, you can totally do that, but go fuck yourself.
No, I understand why people don't like it because it introduces a character that should have been killed off back, because that's what I thought as well. But then when you watch it, it takes on like I watched it because after this was basically the film or like the last work they did just before the fire, right? So
Yes.
it takes on a different meaning, I guess, for me when I watched it.
Okay,
'Cause
that makes sense.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm fine with that specific character coming back. It's more so
I
the
really
way
didn't
that
care,
he came
honestly.
back. It's like, if it was Parento, which it felt like it was in the show, I would have been okay with it, you know? Like, you know, Violet deserves to be happy. But because it was romantic, I didn't, like, it felt so weird. It's like, didn't he just groom her this entire time?
He 100% did. And he showed no shame in it.
Yeah,
he was like,
and they made
he was
it like the
he was
most
like,
romantic thing ever. It was like literally like Titanic levels of romantic. And I was like, wait a minute, like wasn't he like kind of her dad?
It felt really gross and out of place. I was not a fan. I really fucking hated it.
Let's just not view it as romantically. Let's just view it as a parental.
But it is.
I'm viewing it romantically because they're telling me to. And the visuals, the voice acting, the words being spoken, the direction of the storyboarding, and also
it is not subtle at all.
Kevin.
It's not like something for you to analyze. They tell you to your face.
Kevin, they might as well have drawn it like a fucking old Acme cartoon and had his heart go woo woo coming out of his fucking chest and hers as well. Like like the hard eyes might as well have been in there like a fucking hentai. What do you mean? Don't view it that way. If we just ignore everything, it's fine. That's how I live my life, Kevin. I don't want to do that with anime.
But there are, like, beyond like the sequels though, like this season, there's actually I think a few interesting original stuff that's coming out. Like you told me about the Mizushima show, Glenn, with the train where they get on the train and I think they're trying to like get back home, but the train just won't take them.
Yeah, they're just stupid. They keep getting lost, basically.
Yeah, what's it called? Train to the End of the World. I
Yep.
love Mizushima, and even if like there are some Mizushima stuff that I don't like Mayoiga, where it's like, all right, let him do what he wants to do.
Mayoiga's special though.
Oh
even if you don't like it, Mayoiga's fucking special.
I don't know. I feel like Mayoiga
is a once in a lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime series, and Mizushima always.
It didn't
does
go
that.
hard enough. It didn't go like crazy enough.
It didn't.
It's like another felt okay because it's campy. It's like really, really campy, and that's the point of it. And I do like another for being campy, but Mayoiga goes that same route, and it like I don't know. It like stops every time it gets to like every time the ball gets really rolling. It just stops for me, and it's like But like Mizushima did Crows and Panzer, which is a fucking masterpiece. And like Das Finale Part 4, Glenn, you saw the fucking scene that I've been talking to you about this entire time.
Cinema.
It is. Like Tom Cruise needs to see that.
I mean, Tom Cruise would feel embarrassed. He'd be like, take Mission Impossible, every single one of them, take them off every single streaming platform. They are not allowed to be watched ever again. He's gonna like start a marketing campaign for Part 4. He's gonna license it. He's gonna buy Mizushima. He's gonna buy an entire person. I thought slavery was banned, but Tom Cruise could probably fucking do it. He's gonna steal Mizushima and be like, direct Mission Impossible.
Oh my god, I'd love for Mizushima to direct Mission Impossible.
Oh god, that'd be so fucking insane.
Yeah. But there's this other show
the best action
that I want to mention to you.
Yeah.
It's called I just found out about it while scrolling through this, but because it has a blonde lolly twin tail girls, I feel like you need to see it. It's called Henjin no Salad Bowl.
I haven't looked at that one. That's a very interesting name. Salad Bowl of Eccentrics?
Yeah, basically, kind of. It's like this guy who's this impoverished detective. He meets Sarah, a princess from another world with magical powers. So it's kind of like reverse isekai. Yeah, and Sada, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And they start living together, and like she quickly adjusts her life to like modern Japan. Doesn't this feel like Rokukobo kind of? Like is that what it's called?
Rokukobo?
I don't know what it's called. Like Rojimboko, the guy who like lives with all the kind of like weird UFO conspiracy theory type like girls.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it sounds like that. The girl's cute. It's also I can immediately tell the character designer is what's his name? What's his name? The guy who did Haneko, One Room. What is that? And also Imotose. What the fuck is that guy's name? Starts with an H. I can't remember his name. But I like the character designs. I like that guy's character designs. So I'll watch it just because I think that character's cute and not because she's a blonde lolly. I think I'll do that. I think that'll be what I'll do. Oh, Kantaku.
No, I think
Kantaku.
she is a blonde lolly with twin tails. I mean, you're telling me that that's not your thing.
It's definitely a thing that I like. I don't have the thing.
I mean, you
don't
like
have
many
the thing.
things, but you like certain things more than other things.
Yeah, I guess that's called a type. I maybe enjoy the blonde lollies on occasion. I'll admit it. But also, I enjoy many other things. I just am a man of many commitments. I'm a man of many commitments, and I don't think there's like a lot of anime this season, and we're not going to talk about them all because fuck that. But because especially since they're about to air, and a lot of them are I know a lot of them are kind of shitty and whatever. But there is one by the greatest of all time.
Are you talking about the Dogokobo show?
Yep.
Era
You know
manga
who the
sensei director?
Yes. Ryohei.
Yes.
Ryohei Takahita.
No, I can't. I'm
Takashita?
really looking forward
Takashita.
to it.
Where? Which one is it?
Yoru no kurage. Well, fuck. What is it? Yoru no kurage wa oyogenai.
Omedetou.
It's fucking in Romaji. It's okay. No. No, jellyfish can't swim in the night.
Yeah, I'll just say the English titles because we're not going to edit this at all, so we might as well say the English titles so it's easier for people to look the fuck up. It looks it looks interesting. No idea what the fuck it's about, but that's the good thing. And it's one of those things where you can kind of tell it's a lot. There's a lot of individualism in the characters just immediately from character designs and everything. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it because it's very rare that I see something on my anime list and get excited, but I'm excited for that because Takeshita is an excellent director. He's an excellent fucking director. If you don't think Eromanga Sensei if you can't give Eromanga Sensei the benefit of it being extremely well done and being very purposeful in its direction, you're fucking stupid. Like, that show is immeasurably rich in storyboards, character animation, and just like comedy. It's really fucking
100%.
good. And Takeshita is yeah.
No, I'm just so happy that we finally have a show again that's like set and grounded to the real world, which is like, I'm not a fantasy person, so
You're not, no.
I'm always, I don't know, I just wish I miss the days where we had the slice of life trend where like all the shows were grounded to reality in some way.
It is
shape, or form.
annoying.
The shows might not have to be good or anything like that, but I resonate way more to shows set in reality, I guess, is my thing.
I understand. You 100% are that type of person. There is a Yuri show this season that reminds me of Bloom Into You. Like, a lot of...
It's
like,
the Origairu one. It looks like Origairu, doesn't it?
Kinda, yeah.
What's
yeah,
it
yeah.
called?
It's called Sasayaku yo ni koi
Literally,
wo
there's
utau.
Yui and Yukino there, which I might watch.
Pretty much. The English name is Whispering You a Love Song, or the shortened one is Sasakoi. But it is it's basically knockoff. Like, watching the PV and everything. Like, I'm excited because I like Yuri, and I like just like gay relationships in general in anime because I think anime does anime is really funny with it a lot of the time. It's always interesting how they do it because it's like either they fetishize the fuck out of it or it's just amazing, like Bloom Into You. And then there's like very slight fetishization because it's like, of course, it's not fetishization when it's just like they're gonna experience love and they're gonna do the same things heterosexual couples do. But it's such an extreme one way or the other where it's the best love story you've ever seen, like Bloom Into You, or it's like the most human relationship you've ever seen, or it's just like the most fake, trashy lesbian relationship you've ever seen. And I love both. I adore both. I fucking live for both. And this one kind of looks like Bloom Into You, but on the trashier end. It's just knockoff Bloom Into You. Citrus is a different beast, okay?
No, not
but
Citrus.
yes, that's on the far end of the spectrum, and it's fucking awesome. Citrus is unrelentingly Yuri, and then it's just like,
the manga
by the way,
is
they're
really
stepsisters.
great, I think, but the anime wasn't wasn't too good.
It wasn't as good. It wasn't as good, but I got to experience the sounds, so that's enough for me. It's that type of series where you just kind of want to hear it. You don't really care if it's like not the best adaptation.
You want
just
to hear
kinda
the
get to hear it.
smooching.
I do. I really do.
Did they make any sounds when they were kissing? I don't remember.
Not like
Does
not
it
like
go that far?
grotesque sounds.
Wait, I need another Scum's Wish. Is what I need.
Scum's Wish is so amazing. I don't think there's anything in that season, but maybe.
need
it
another
I
is.
don't think
one
we're.
like that.
Scum's Wish is gonna be one of those shows where I don't think you're ever gonna get another version of it. Like the closest you're gonna get is like Domestic Girlfriend.
No.
No. Why would you say
Oh
such
my
a thing?
God.
Or Love and Lies or whatever that fucking show was
No,
called.
Koita Uso.
Koito Uso. Oh my god, that show like fuck that show.
They all
Honestly.
fucking suck.
I know, they all suck. Or the Marie Okada show, which I can't even bother
which
remembering
Mario?
the name of.
There was a Mario
fuck,
Kart
I
show
know
that
what
was
I know
like
what
that.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the fucking name.
It basically is Scum's Wish, but it came out after Scum's Wish, but it's like a very it's like the Teletubbies version
really,
of it.
it's like really thick eyebrow girl, right?
Maybe? Yeah, maybe.
the character designs are pretty unique.
She's
I don't
holding
remember.
like a flag in the key visual.
Yeah, the show sucked. I forget the name of it. The show was not good. Maria Okada fell the fuck off. She did Nagiasu, and then it was like, "What are you doing? Are you okay?" Like you peaked, and then you just pulled a Matthew, where you were just like, "Well, I can never do better than that."
Hey, well, that's true, but like,
What? You're saying we have 2 podcasts where you've just been going, "Oh, look at this guy who likes lollies for like." Do you want me to never get a job? Do you want me to just be unemployed? Are you hoping that I just get fired?
what are you putting this on your resume? Like,
Maybe, I don't know. They might look it up and like they're gonna look it up and there's gonna be like a wiki dedicated to me. It's gonna be like Glenn. He likes little girls with blonde twin tails. And I'm gonna see the edits. It's gonna be fucking edited by Matthew.
That's what's gonna say on your tombstone.
oh yeah, that's gonna be amazing. I would spend money to fucking commission that.
You'd spend money to ruin. You'd spend
Your
money
legacy?
to.
Like
well,
100 years from now, nobody's gonna remember who you are. They're gonna walk through the cemetery
Yeah.
to see their loved one, and then they're gonna come across your tombstone, and it's just gonna
And
say
they're like,
Lolicon, and they're gonna be like, "What? What does that mean?" And then they're gonna Google it, and it's gonna change their world.
It's gonna change their world because it's just gonna show Japanese to English, and the direct translation is literally just pedophile. Thanks, Matt. Thanks. I'm glad you're my best friend, my man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to your wedding.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. You're gonna ruin it anyway.
I mean, that's the plan, and the plan is only becoming more solidified as time goes on. Sentai Daishikkaku is go. It looks like a very good riff on like Sentai stuff. There's not much to say there, but I'm excited for that.
What
Super
Sentai stuff?
Sentai stuff like Kamen Rider and whatnot.
Oh, okay. I thought
Like
that was
that
like
sort of thing.
Tokusatsu or whatever. I don't know.
Well, yeah, my bad. Yeah, it is Tokusatsu. Like, it's basically a riff on both of them. Like, it's both. It's like, they're very similar. Obviously, people will get mad at me who are really into it, but they're pretty fucking similar as somebody who's consumed both. I'm not, like, a super big fan. There's really not much left, to be honest with
New
you.
Black
They're all,
Butler.
that is insane. That is insane to me.
Yeah,
That
10
is
years.
just- it just doesn't fucking stop.
Well, no, it did stop, and then after 10 years, they just like, let's make a season 3.
Well, they did have a movie. I watched that movie. It was weird. There was like vampires on a boat, and I don't know what the fuck was going on. And there was the blonde lolly with twin tails that I'm gonna talk about. Black Butler is a weird series because it's who is still into Black Butler. Like, it was massive, and it was a big like yaoi thing, and like it was the. Like, you go to a 2007 anime con, there's people who like Black Butler and Hatalia.
I don't know. Yeah, this is what me and Matt were talking about before. It was like, who decides what gets greenlit and what doesn't? Like, I'm just imagining like an old Japanese producer. Either he's like really into the anime once upon a time and is like, I need this greenlit, or they just look at charts and numbers and be like, I pick this one to be either remade or new season.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that because Japanese people don't. If it's somebody that has a lot of like leeway and control, they don't really say no. So it might just get to the point where it's like, well, I guess this is getting made now.
Like, who is the person that is like, we need to remake this, or does it mean new season?
At the very least, Black Butler isn't like remaking itself like Spice and Wolf.
I know. Why did
They're still,
Spice
like,
and Wolf have to fucking do a remake? Can't just continue
God,
it.
if I fucking, I don't know. It's so annoying.
I think we should just give every anime staff
2.
in the entire industry to Mizushima, Yamada, and what's his name? Kenichiro Saito? the guy who directed Bocchi and Freyan. I think we should just give the entire industry to those 3 directors, and then we'll get like mint stuff every season. It'll be like
Rie
3
Matsumoto,
projects every season. but
She's
that'll be it.
alive in some basement somewhere.
Where is it?
probably.
What is Matsumoto doing? I think she's like retired from like the industry, right?
She did like a commercial, but it was a while
it
ago
animated?
now. Yeah. It was definitely her.
I mean,
It was 100%
what,
her.
like what do like anime directors do in like when there's like this much of a gap between like projects? Like Sao Yamamoto, like she fucking died trying to make Yuri on Ice.
They
It's like
either-
what happened? Like what is she doing right now?
They either left the industry or they're going uncredited, which is a very big problem in anime, or they are just they're working under pseudonyms.
They're vibing.
Usually you can tell. Vibing, yeah. I think they just get out of the industry because they probably like it a lot, but then maybe they're just like, hey, fuck this. I don't make enough money to justify
Treated like shit.
the suffering I'm going through, yeah. It's like everything that's being made is isekai. I'd take a break too. It's like, I mean, I like isekai, but Jesus fucking Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there more? There might be. The New Gates.
Yeah, and then there's
That's
Mappa
not an
producers.
isekai, but it's almost isekai.
The studio Mappa
Monster.
going,
I think
more.
that one 9.
Give me more.
10. There's at least 10. There is at minimum, and I think there's more. 10.
10 isekai
that is
in
most.
one season.
I didn't check because I just looked at the PVs and like their description. I was like, fuck this. But I'm pretty sure those 10 that I just marked, I think they're all isekai or at least a variation of isekai. Like it's just some sort of fantasy
Like
type
fantasy,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them are isekai.
Well, I think,
Well, the
I think
bigger
this
thing to
season
me is
an
like, who's
outlier.
watching all of this stuff?
Well, no,
like,
no.
there's no way that some of these shows in the bottom of the chart, like, there's no way that people are watching them. Like, there's this Bartender anime that I just saw the PV.
I watched
of.
the PV.
There's-
I watched the PV. It was
There's
so
no
bad.
animation in it. There's no animation in it. It's
there was
crazy.
it was gross. It was like,
It's
why?
like
Why even
draw
make
a
this?
picture and just like animate the lips, and not even animating the lips. It's like it was like, what? Who's watching this? Who is this
It was
for?
hentai. It was hentai. Like it was actual hentai animation where they're just like, well, this scene doesn't matter, so just like, don't try. wait till there's thrusting and then try. Oh yeah, there's Blue Archive the animation. I'm excited for that.
Really? I didn't know you were a Blue Archive person.
Have you seen the Blue Archive designs? Who the fuck isn't a fan?
Are they lollies?
A lot of them are, yeah. A lot of them are, yes. But a lot of them are. It's a very volatile variety. Okay.
That's one way to put it.
There's girls with massive tits and there's girls with this petite body. It's not only lollies, but there are a lot of lollies.
I always just saw like Blue Archive as like the lolly version of Azur Lane.
It's
That's
way
just, like,
better than
has always
Azur
been, like,
Lane.
my
Do not
opinion.
compare the two. Please do not do that. Azur Lane is not. No, stop. I hate you. And, like the only thing that makes me more mad than that is like the Idolmaster shiny colors getting an anime in quotations.
Yeah, like getting getting the polygon pictures touch.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm so happy that Idolmaster moved away from 2D animation, and then my favorite Idol franchise is slowly deteriorating. It makes me so fucking happy. I love it. I love it so much. It makes it...
Hey, Love Live is still running strong.
Shut up.
We're getting that the season after this one. I think.
Shut up.
Or
Let me be
the winter
depressed
season?
for
I don't
3
remember.
months.
I always, yeah, like Shiny Colors is like
Shiny Colors is such amazing
it-
designs.
yeah,
They're
it's weird.
so wasted.
You went from like you went from like Megumi Kono animating like these like concert scenes in like Cinderella Girls to like this.
Yep.
Like this blocky CG.
And no one talked about U149, which was the lolly Idolmaster show. I think there's a reason no one in the West talked about it, but that also happened, and it was also had CG dancing for the most part. 2D animation's dead. It makes me how could this happen?
It's not
There was some
not
2D
dead.
animation, but not much.
in what? In Shiny Colors?
No, that's all CG. That's all CG.
Oh, and the lolly one?
Yeah, and the lolly one. Of course,
course.
what? Of course I watched it. I'm an Idolmaster
course.
fan.
Yeah.
Momoka's in it,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah, I know.
Who is?
Momoka.
Oh, in that one.
Yes.
Mm,
He knows what's up.
yeah.
He's thinking to himself.
Yeah, there's a lot of blonde lollies.
I think-
Why did it have to be blonde lollies? She actually a blonde lolly as well.
There's
Strange.
some weird agreed upon thing where they make the best lolly characters like fucking blonde. I don't know. It's not my fault.
That is a weird coincidence.
It's not my. I like Megumin. If we're talking about the season still, Megumin's not blonde.
Is Megumin a lolly?
Yes, 100%.
What you mean? Oh my god.
But you try. Matt's over here like, oh, she's not completely a child. It's like she's she's only like 4'8". That's the size of my wife. I think maybe it's fine.
For her age, it's on the clock. It's 14.
It's like she's 10 years old. Come on, guys. Matt will do anything to shit on me, but as soon as it comes to him, he's like, well, she's not a lolly.
I think it's way more subjective than.
She's literally 14.
She's a lolly.
It's fine. Aqua's my favorite anyway, so I'm safe.
I know you're not safe. You can say that all you want. You know, another weird thing that came back is also Touken Ranbu. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It was like,
oh, I know Touken Ranbu. Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, there were 2 different seasons, and it was very popular because. But the thing is, I think that this is gonna sound terrible. I don't think Japanese they're not as committed to things. Like they can be, but they're very rare. It's very rare that a franchise lasts long when its main demographic is women, like Touken Ranbu. I feel like versus when the men really like something, it's like Love Live, Idolmaster, and everything. It sticks around. Obviously, there's fans in both genders, but Jesus fucking Christ, Touken Ranbu fell off so hard, and then every single male-oriented thing like that just kind of vanishes. And Touken Ranbu vanished for 10 years, and now it's back again. This is the season of just things that shouldn't be coming back, and also here's a fucking 3rd season to everything that you ever have dreamed of.
26. Yeah, what? I've never heard of this show. 2016. Touken Ranbu. That's the first time I've heard of it.
It was UFO Table. You talked about that earlier. We were like, well, UFO Table made it. Of course it was popular. No one watched Touken Ranbu. No one watched God Eater from UFO Table. But that also had a terrible production that got delayed 1,700 times. Interesting director, though.
I don't think UFO Table, I think people just, when they talk about UFO Table, they talk about
That's pretty much
Fate,
it, yeah.
And they talk about Demon Slayer. It's just those 2. I can't remember any other major UFO Table project that, people actually care to talk about. They just all, I think they just all go back to Fate Zero especially, which is fair, but it's been 10 years.
The worst part about that is Fate Zero is probably one of UFO Table's worst animated shows. It does not. If you go back and watch Fate Zero and pay attention.
Well, that's the thing about UFO Table. UFO Table their compositing is really good, and I guess it hides the lack of animation pretty well.
Yeah, they have a lot of they have one of the strongest, definitely the strongest effects team, where it's even if a cut is boring and kind of nothing, they do make it, they give it something. They give it, UFO Table does have some sort of flair.
There's a density to a lot of their shots, I guess, a sense of 3D space that maybe that I think makes them so
sadly
unique.
Sadly a lot of the people who work on UFO Table shows, the storyboards are never that good though. They're usually not that good. It's that's the thing that holds them back for me, where I'm I do think some things are very pretty, but storyboarded for a specific a TV show, no, it's very basic and almost amateur sometimes. And I think that's very there's specific things that people always be well, what about the scene in Demon Slayer where he cuts off the head and it's really cool looking? It's that's all right. It looks that's pretty good, but look at the rest of the fucking show. It's saying that One Punch Man has good direction. It's you watch the fights and nothing else. And even then, the fights. Yeah, the fights in One Punch Man is just.
I don't remember a single frame from One Punch
Which
Man.
one? You said you remember a single frame, right?
I prefer Mob.
Mob's amazing. Mob.
No, Mob is a good show. Mob should not be compared to One Punch Man.
Yeah, Mob
what?
is that's Tachikawa. That's a real director. That's
it's
a
real
director.
show.
That is an amazing director. That's Tachikawa, isn't it? Who am I thinking of? I think it's Tachikawa. But yeah, Mob is phenomenal. It is Tachikawa, Yuzuru Tachikawa. He that. One Punch Man has a lot of animators that wanted to work on it because it's One Punch Man, but it didn't have. It was Shingo Natsume, if I recall, and Shingo Natsume.
Yeah, it did.
Sunny Boy was good, but besides that.
Sunny Boy's good. Sunny Boy's very different from like what else he's done. Like what he did Space Dandy, which
Space Dandy was like every episode was basically a different thing, so it feels unfair to give it to him.
I guess.
Because it's unfair to give it to him when it's like every episode was like basically a different director. Like that's what made Space Dandy so stand out. It's like watch Space Dandy and you don't think I like Space Dandy, you think, oh, I really like these episodes from Space Dandy.
Yeah, it is really much that kind of show. I mean, I'm not the biggest Space Dandy person,
either.
to be honest. I was just thinking like, I just feel like for a show of that kind of direction, I would have preferred the episodes to feel more jarring between each other. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Thanks for telling me that your opinion is your opinion, Matt. I didn't know that. For a moment, I was confused. I was like, oh wait, that's my opinion. Oh wait. Maybe. Oh wow. Wait. Oh wait. No.
I just gotta protect. I gotta protect myself from the fucking.
You gotta protect
What
yourself.
comments? There's gonna be
They're all
zero.
so mad that I
You gotta
pronounce
protect yourself
Freyan the
from
way I
people who
pronounce
don't understand
Freyan.
that your opinion is your opinion. Listen, Matt. I know anime fans. It's a phase, and most of the time, new children come in all the time. The children will be gone. They can't hurt you. They'll be gone in a year when they get tired of watching the same thing over and over, and they don't try anything new, and then their media literacy ends up being what you think I am. But I think that's everything. Unless you guys have anything you want to talk about from this season, because I'm pretty done.
No, God, no. I've been done, bro.
No, that's yeah. I just like, is this actually the densest
No.
season?
It's
like,
ridiculous amount of shows. I'm not sure if it's the densest, but it's a ridiculous amount of shows.
It's crazy. I mean, like, I guess given the amount of shit that there is, at least there's like 4 or 5, maybe like more than 5 stuff that I do want to
I'm
try,
interested.
which hasn't happened in forever. It's been like 4 years since that's happened.
Yeah, if
5
there's
years,
anything really
maybe.
good, I'll let you know. But for the most, like, that I think, you should watch this. But for the most part, this is definitely a season where I'm like, I'm way more excited to watch anything this season than I was like last season. Like I feel like there's actual.
Yeah, well, the last season. I mean, yeah, there's.
Yeah,
nothing
last season is. Don't ask me. I think I talked about one show from last season. And it was me shit talking it, which was Hime-sama.
I feel like there wasn't any anime, even from like last year. There was like maybe 3 shows. From all of last year.
I hate to be old and boomer.
It was like last year. Yeah, last year was Freyan. That like
Well,
that
was
that,
that was, and then
that's it. That's all
Oceanoku
we
for
needed.
me.
I mean,
but then other than that, I'm like, I don't remember any other show, really. Yeah,
so Oceanoku last year?
was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Yeah.
Was it really? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
time is happening.
And then yeah, this season I'll check out like 3-4 things, which is like a bit like 4x the amount that normally would.
That's dude.
Which is a lot.
AniPod's so back.
AniPod is back, boys. Anipix is dead. AniPod is back.
Oh my. Oh yeah, Kevin.
Yeah.
When we're in Thailand, do you want to get a vasectomy with me and Matt?
No. What?
Why not?
I need the bloodline to continue, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see about that. AniPod's back! See you in a year, maybe.